Hello, everybody, and welcome to Star Wars Police. Make sure you like and force joke that subscribe button for more Star Wars related content. Will the Acolyte save the High Republic era? Last month, at a UK press release, Disney announced their 2024 lineup, which indicated two new shows for Star Wars: The Acolyte and The Skeleton Crew. For Andor fans, this means that Season 2 has been pushed back to a later date. The Acolyte is set to be at the end of the High Republic era, approximately 100 years before the events of the Phantom Menace. This time frame is about 100 years after the initial phase of books, which was set around 200 years before the prequel trilogy. Recent figures indicate a significant decline of 95% in book sales since the release of the first book, The Light of the Jedi, in 2021 by Charles Soule. Having invested in the initial High Republic trilogy, The Light of the Jedi, The Rising Storm, and The Fallen Star, and majority of the accompanying comics, I, as an ordinary Star Wars fan, found them to be somewhat mediocre. While Light of the Jedi was a great story, and I was hooked and I believed it had great potential, my interest gradually lost momentum, and I believe it did as well for some of the other fans. There were commendable new characters which had me invested, like Avar Kriss, who gave me Bastila Shan vibes, Loden Greystorm, and Elzar Mann, but the portrayal of the other Jedi just felt lacking to me. Some of the notable ties from the High Republic reintroduced the Hutt Cartel, and the introduction of some new beasts, such as the Drangir, did a good job at keeping me interested. The protagonists, the Nihil, prior to the High Republic being released, were dubbed as Space Vikings, were not as compelling alternatives which we know rooted in deeper lore. The Mandalorians or the Sith historically have always been great rivals to the Jedi, and I felt that Space Raiders fell really short of this. And if the story is not a spy thriller, I was expecting manipulation or influence of the dark side, maybe through the rule of two established by Darth Bane, followed by Darth Zana 1,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. The emotional struggles of Padawans against Space Raiders didn't resonate well with me, despite notable characters such as Marchion Ro and Lorna Dee. However, the Storm ideology just didn't do it for me, but it did highlight how blinded the Jedi are in the current Republic politics. With Phase 3 underway, I haven't had a chance to read the latest installment, Eye of Darkness, but it is on my radar, and I have heard it is as compelling as the original High Republic book by Charles Soule. Despite my reservations about the High Republic, I am eagerly anticipating The Acolyte. The show's premise is around the shadowy secrets emerging from dark side powers, offering Disney an opportunity to engage the average Star Wars fan in the High Republic era. The prospect of encountering Sith, potentially a young Darth Plagueis and his master Darth Tenebris, along with rumors of Darth Revan appearing in a Sith holocron, holds significant appeal to fans of the originals and the Old Republic. The connections of the Old Republic, the High Republic, and the originals could be a major draw for all Star Wars enthusiasts. At the Star Wars celebration this year, the showrunner, Leslie Headland, said that she pitched the series based off of Frozen meets Kill Bill. And from the cast, Daphne Keane stated, "I can tease that it's a prequel, and it's kind of an explanation of how the Sith infiltrated the Jedi. It's a Sith-led story which has never been done before." I think you see more morally ambiguous characters than you've seen in any other Star Wars content, and I think I can say this pretty confidently. I don't think you're going to see action in any other shows the way you see it used and utilized in our show. I think as Star Wars fans, we always see dark and light side choices, and that is what makes Star Wars great. The interpretations and temptations is what makes Star Wars unique and exciting. So it will be great if this is what we get from this new show. We have seen these choices in Star Wars games and novels, and it what makes the story far more engaging and relatable. The cast looks pretty solid. Amanda Steinberg from The Hunger Games, Daphne Keane from his Dark Materials, an HBO series based off the novel trilogy The Golden Compass, and Lee Jung-jae, who recently starred in the Squid Games on Netflix. If The Acolyte proves to be a success, it could indeed save the High Republic and get viewers and readers to invest further in the High Republic content. I'm curious to see how the show unfolds, whether it manages to integrate seamlessly into the broader Star Wars narrative. Would introducing Darth Plagueis and Darth Tenebris be a good idea? Or will it continue to be its own identity and continue to divide the Star Wars fans? In the prequel stories, the Jedi Council dismissed Qui-Gon's claims with the Sith returning, so it is quite possible we could run into the Sith here. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to force choke that like button and force crush the subscribe button for more Star Wars content. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Does the High Republic need saving? And are you excited for The Acolyte? Take care.